I bet an empty can of tuna, if you sealed it back up and then threw it in there, it'd probably float. Yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to think of stupid things because we got like 1 more minute until I actually reveal the game. What else do we talk about? Hey, you want it? How about bugs? Well, that was an engaging conversation. Everybody, let's go ahead and let Crappy take us over to the game reveal. Oh, Crappy, what game do we have today? Not Bad Cat. No, he got Tuba Bin twice yesterday. You know, I was thinking about it earlier, and there is some skill being able to give out a game that gets vetoed, or that gets Tuba Bin twice in the course of an hour. I love it. Of course, you know, we do want things to be fair and well-balanced, but a lot of times video games have problems, and sometimes they end up getting binned twice in a row in under an hour, and that's just how it goes. That's life, you know? So who could potentially be given out a bin game? After I open up the stream closed caption because chat reminded me to, I will let you know. Say hello to our GM for the first match. Time Stalker, come on in. Let's chat here. Hello there, Time Stalker. How are you doing?
Are you trying to jinx me?
Come on. You've gotten Tubin Bin before. Let's get another one. Everybody,
I'd rather not today.
You're not a Kuso GM until you've gotten a Tubin Bin. Okay, that's a no true Scotsman argument. Never mind. Okay, you can be a GM and not get Tubin Bin, but most of us do. I've done it. You've done it. I actually don't think this game has a chance of being Tubin Bin, though. I gotta be honest.
Well, we've got a character from a game that we've had earlier in this Kusogrand8, but not the same game again.
Yeah, well, not only that, but we had the same character for a different platform, but also for the same platform that you're giving, but it's still not the same game.
Yeah, it's because the first one was based on the book. This one is based off the Disney movie, because we're going with Disney's Tarzan on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah, get ready to listen to that for an hour. We've got Tarzan for Game Boy Color. The players have an hour to try to make as much progress as they can. Whoever does, of course, takes that beautiful, wonderful victory, and it gets all 10 points. Whoever comes in last only gets 2 points, and I gotta ask, how close are we getting to eliminations with players today? Is anybody getting eliminated?
2 players are being eliminated. This is a 2-point match.
You're the Grim Reaper. You're death incarnate. You're a bird. Wait, you're life incarnate. You're a phoenix. What the crap?
Yeah, I take other people's lives to reincarnate.
Oh, okay. Now, I will let people know that even in the opening scenes, it does change to a bright white screen on occasion, and that I know is enough for some people to be bothered when it comes to visual flashing. So we are having a flashing warning, official flashing warning. Let's make sure that that is in the title of the stream. If one of our... I usually leave that to our mods. If one of our dear friendly mods can do that. Flashing warning, watch out, Tarzan might flash you.
And I know how much you love collectathons, bro.
No, why?
This is a collectathon.
This is a collectathon. Oh no! Okay, well, Wait, the other Tarzan game for Game Boy Color was a collectathon. What the crap? Is this collectathon platform? I think it is.
I have no idea. No. A lot of the GBC licensed games were collectathons, and most of them are terrible.
Well, we have our players here, and these are definitely not the right names. What happened?
I have no idea. I can't see.
What the crap happened? What is... Okay, everybody, as it turns out, Excel is both a hero and a villain. Let me go ahead and go back to the game reveal. Okay, yeah, Bad Cat, you can go ahead and run across the screen. Those are the names for match 2? Okay. Oh! I know what happened. Yeah, everybody go ahead and feel free to use your channel points. I know what happened. I had my Excel spreadsheet set to match 2 instead of match 1. And I'm like, but I'm not seeing one of these players' names. And you know why? Their name is so long that my Excel spreadsheet doesn't show it right. It just showed the underscore at the end of the name. And so I was having a hard time figuring that out. Excel? You think you're excellent, but who knows? You might be a butt. Okay, well, here we go. We've got all 4 of the streams with the correct players. Ogvision, John B. Johns, Silvermoon 9000, and Skytrap. Sabertooth, don't call me a goober. You're a goober. You're goober. You need me to stream to Discord? I can do that for you. I don't like this music. It's very crispy. Like, this is super crispy.
Yes. I hope people enjoy it, because it's going to be that type of crispy for the entire match.
You know, I would go for a Rice Krispie treat. That'd be good. Okay, so I asked players if the music is this bad for everyone, and one of them just replied, I muted it. So, yes, this music is naturally this bad. You know what music is pretty good? The music on Unicorn Overlord, because that game kicks butt. Also, Final Fantasy Shadowbringers has pretty good music. Better than Tarzan GBC. Yeah. Okay, checking to see if the players are ready to roll. And by roll, I mean play the game. Yeah, Hedgemaze is saying 2 of the players have actually muted the music. Hopefully they turn it on later, because it might get better.
Well, I hope they do, because there are some sound indicators when enemies come on screen, so...
Yeah,
if they get muted, they might not hear those.
That is their choice. You know, sometimes you play with a little bit of a handicap. You know, let others catch up, you know? And that's fine. I'm not going to boss people around and tell them what they need to do. I think they're all ready, though. So, Time Stalker, what would be some good emotes for chat to spam?
Bananas, monkeys, spears, any jungle animals you can find.
Okay.
Any jungle emotes themselves, because we're going to be spending a lot of time here.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for our last player to ready up. They are all ready, so spam all of those right now. We're doing the countdown. Best of luck to the players. Best of luck to chat. Being able to tell what is appropriate for a Tarzan stream. Spam, spam, spam! Spam your emotes. Yeah! Learning the ropes. That is so creepy. I don't want to collect the bananas. I want to eat the bananas.
So one of the problems that I have
his face is
that the enemy's range on like the snakes and stuff is a lot bigger than it looks, and enemies tend to come from off screen a lot, so you end up being hit way more than you think you would. This game has a password system, but the passwords are really infrequent. So you could find yourself going back to the start if you're not too careful. And then just in general, it is a big open stage, and you're collecting stuff all the time, and then you have to find a specific person once you hit your collectible targets.
Gotcha.
The music isn't great. It doesn't control the best. As you can see, the spears that occasionally show up in the lower left when you get hit are your hit points. When you lose all of them, you die, and you only have a specific amount of lives. And if you haven't gotten a password, you have to go back to the start.
I will say one thing that stands out to me immediately is like how much work they put into animation, and then how much work they put into the vine swing when Tarzan literally is not holding onto it at the height of the swing. I'll see if I can get a screenshot of that, because that's not how it works, okay? Where's the vine swing? Ogvision, you're gonna do it? Okay. Nope, wrong timing there. Yeah, if anybody else manages to get a screenshot before I do, I gotta time it right. Nope. Because it looks like he's way off of the vine. Like, this isn't how vine... Okay, I got it. I didn't get the best screenshot of this, but let me go ahead and pull it up. Okay, it's untitled. My picture is untitled. That's how you know it's art. You don't title it. Okay, so let me go ahead and put my art up. Look at this boy. He's not touching the vine. He is like a good foot away from the freaking vine during the swing.
Okay, so John B. John's got the first set of collectibles going. Now it says to find Turk. Now, the stage is exactly the same, and Turk is always in the same place. So you could end up collecting your last banana right next to Turk, or you could be far, far away. So it really depends on where you're at. And there are more collectibles in the stage than what you need generally. But if you get all of the collectibles, you'll pick up an extra life.
It's true. Oh my gosh. Justin just came over and karate chopped me during that whole discussion there. I got so karate chopped. So you said there are extra lives?
Yeah, you can find extra lives in the stage. They're at Tarzan Head, or you can collect all the collectibles in the stage, and that will get you an extra life as well.
Okay, so they have to collect 40 bananas, but how many bananas total are there?
There was 45, and there are like 50 total in the stage. 51. There aren't many, and on Silvermoon's screen you can see the extra life up the top. But that's another thing about this game, is that it's not always obvious which ledges you can grab onto, which ledges you can climb, which ledges you can pull yourself up through.
Okay.
Because it's not consistent with how it looks most of the time. Now, the climbing up a wall, it's consistent because you can see the green leaves on there that you grab, but like some ledges you can pull yourself up from the bottom through, and some you can't, and it's really not consistent which ones you can do that with.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I love that Chad is bringing up how we're being chased by Pumbaa. That's life for you. Sometimes Pumbaa is in Tarzan, and he's just got to kill you. Well, talking about death, we are having 2 people eliminated from this match, and luckily we have a wonderful group of referees keeping an eye on them. The referees for this match are Turksty Stoat, Linkara, Blastinus, Jester of the Jungle. Oh no, every king needs a jungle. I mean, every king needs a jester. Whatever.
I think I'll go with the first statement there, bro.
We also have Banana Ford. Finally, me, Mendez, you, Jane. Are you calling me Jane Mendez? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'd make a hot Jane.
Yeah. So the stage that John B. Johns and Sky Tribal are on, this is the first stage where the run button is absolutely required. You have to use the run to grab that line. If you haven't figured out running yet, now is the time to learn.
Heck yeah. Speaking of how the game is going so far, just as a quick recap for tracking rules here, for this stage reach, if the stage has collectibles, then it's based off of how many are found. If there aren't collectibles for that stage, whoever got there first. And that's a very straightforward way of tracking. I think that makes a lot of sense for this. With that
and for
said,
the most part,
go ahead.
this is going to be the two-part thing. You're gonna find collectibles. You're gonna get all the ones you need, and then you have to find a specific character, whether you're finding Tarzan or whether you're finding And there are a couple of other stage types, like you get a couple of auto scrollers a little later on. But for the most part, it's pretty samey on this.
Yeah, I'm glad that they used Rosie O'Donnell as the checkpoint. That's always fun.
Well, only when you're playing as Tarzan, because now you're playing as Rosie O'Donnell.
You get to play as Rosie! Oh my gosh. I remember shortly after Tarzan was the time that everybody started to hate Rosie. Why? Because she came out. And then everybody started loving her again. Maybe not love per se, but... oh yeah, I remember my mother used to watch the Rosie O'Donnell show all the time, but then Rosie came out and my mother stopped. And it was a little bit frustrating, especially growing up kind of as a closeted kid. But, you know, my mother has definitely changed a lot since that era, and I really appreciate it. It's just wild that Tarzan kind of plays a little bit into like American LGBT history, because like Rosie was huge, and I'm talking about popularity wise. Okay, let's move on. How you doing, Time Stalker?
Doing okay.
Great Goo Girl, thank you so much for the raid. Good to have you here.
One problem this game does have, and it was mentioned in the ref chat, is this kind of has the Smurfs problem, where passwords are really infrequent. So you only get them like after completing so many stages, and so you kind of have to manage your lives that way. But there are only like a few of them in the entire game.
Gotcha. Yeah, having very infrequent passwords will probably mean that, like, we will see the same levels quite a bit. However, that also depends on how easy it is to die. How much health do you have? How many hits can you take? What hurts you as a Tarzan?
Okay, you normally have 3 hits. And any animal can hurt you. So there are snakes, there are boars, there are monkeys, there are birds, there are pufferfish. Any of those can hurt you. You don't take damage from fall damage, thankfully.
Well, good. Oh my gosh. Okay, Sky Moon, there's a monkey gonna try to get you.
And and as you see, Skytrap Ella's game over. They're gonna have to start all the way up.
Oh, that is rough. But at the same time, honestly, the first time that you play a game, the early half hour is learning the rules of the game. And generally, you do want to push a game as hard as you can to see how hard it pushes you back. Because if it is a game that is very forgiving, pushing it hard means that you're going to make quick progress. If a game is not forgiving, it's going to punish you, but it will punish everybody else as well. Like, just be more aggressive and learn the way that the game works. Second half of the match is definitely focused on making consistent, solid progress.
And part of the problem is that the enemies, especially the monkeys and boar, come directly at you and quickly. So you don't have a lot of reaction time to them. And we've had our second game over as John B. Johns has now started over. But John B. Johns is in first. They got pretty far first set of levels.
Yeah, getting to stage 4, collecting various collectibles there. Everybody else has made it to stage 2. John B. Jones is definitely in the lead. Now remember, 2 players will be getting eliminated. If John B. Johns has an early lead, that doesn't mean that he'll necessarily take a victory later. It just, like, really depends on if the players can learn the rules of the game. One important note here is that there is no timer as far as I can see. Is there a hidden timer in the game?
No.
Okay.
No, so you can take your time in the stage if you feel you need to.
Gotcha. That would
especially with the fact that the vine swinging, even though players seem to have gotten it pretty well, it's not exactly the easiest thing to get used to, because it is kind of a strange way to do it. You only jump off really well if you're at the height of your jump on the swing.
Yeah. Considering how hard it was for me to get a precise screenshot where I wasn't even able to get the height of the very top of the swing, the players may struggle with this a little while. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is pretty much this for a lot of the early game. And then I hope we get to at least one player getting to it, but one of the auto-scrollers is pretty much the Stampede from The Lion King.
Now people are really hoping that, like, some of the animals are hot. Okay. And by hot, I mean jacked. Whatever. One person's jacked is another person's hot. You know, that's life. And maybe so. I haven't seen anything that resembles a muscle, though. Like, sure, Tarzan swinging around, but that's like baby fat that he's using to swing around. Come on. So, just FYI, this game does have lore. It's based off of a Disney movie. Y'all know the story, and if you don't, y'all can look it up. But the story of the game specifically is that the story begins with a baby.
Your favorite kind of story.
My favorite kind of story. The story begins with a baby, alone and orphaned in a jungle far from any people who could possibly rescue him. Yet, his crying is heard by a female gorilla, Kala, who finds the baby in a treehouse far above the jungle floor. Looking down on this tiny human, the kind ape quickly grows to love the little boy that so desperately needs her help. When suddenly Sabor, the vicious leopard that learned the martial art of Sabor in Russia, I'm improvising now. No, that killed the child's parents, attacks the baby. Kala fights back as if the child were her own. Escaping from Sabor and leaving the tree house behind, Kala takes the baby into the jungle to join her gorilla family. Kerchak, the great ape group's wise and cautious leader, fears the strange creature will bring harm to his family. He orders Kala to return the child to the tree house. Knowing that would mean certain death to the baby, Kala refuses, for already she feels he is a very special child. Reluctantly, Kerchak agrees to let the child stay. Oh, great. This is monkey politics. I mean, what isn't? Yeah, we've got the funny things, everybody. This is the humor. Even though he looks very different from the other gorillas, the child quickly learns the ways of the jungle from his good buddy Turk and all the other jungle animals. Over the years, he grows to be a man that loves his life among the gorilla family, and the strengths and skills he has gained let him move through the jungle with ease. He is content and happy. Until one day, gunshots are heard in the jungle. The man's life changes forever because humans, creatures like him, have arrived. His name is Tarzan. The Tarzan arrives? Oh my gosh, I can't believe. So who are we playing then? Okay, they could have been clearer in the manual. I gotta be honest. Like, it sounds like Tarzan is invading the jungle and we're fighting against him, but that's not what's happening here.
So, yeah, my first encounter with this game was in a BizHawk shuffler race where we basically had a large list of games and they got randomly thrown in. So this was one of the games that got randomly thrown in, so it was fun to try and learn this game in a shuffler with no manual.
Yeah.
I at least gave the players the manual for this because I don't really think it helps too much.
I like that try again screen because Tarzan has one nipple. Just one, okay? And it's on the right side. He has no left nipple. This is lore accurate. Yeah, see, like, Disney was willing to give nipples before Nintendo did, but only one. See? I told you, right there, the try again screen, solitary nipple.
So now we're talking about lore-accurate nipples here.
This is Kusogrand8. We never know what we're talking about.
Well, I mean, I know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you ever know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, if you are enjoying this music here, which is mostly just boom, 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 dum, 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 dum. It was actually made by Robert Baffy. You know what else Robert Baffy made? You know, maybe the audio for Samurai Showdown, Neo Geo Collection, probably the original as well. I'm looking right now. Shrek and Roll for Xbox. That's not a good example. Shrek and Roll? There's a Shrek game I haven't
heard of that game.
It's for Xbox 360. And what do you do? I'm just trying to find screenshots so I understand what this is. Is it... Gameplay is based around balancing a baby Shrek snack in the form of a ball in levels usually in the form of a tower. This makes even less... What the crap is this? Shrek and Roll.
Oh, Ogvision got a password, and so did Silvermoon.
Very nice. The jungle is my playground. Of course, you know, what would a video game be with a straightforward password? No, we get symbols, most of which really don't appear to have anything to do with Tarzan, and that's fine. You know, you don't need to have, like, you got the nipple correct. You don't need to have the passwords be correct, too. It's fine. But yeah, Robert Baffy also did some of the sound design for Rayman games. I do see Grand Theft Auto Advance. That's a little horrifying.
Sorry, I have to laugh. Ogvision has tried to get that one up twice and gone over the top of it both times.
Oh no. Well, don't do that. That one up, yeah. So, just based off of that, that means that generally if people have a hard time getting an item that is just right there and keep going over it, that means that there's some issue with the controllability of the game. And honestly, it doesn't seem like it's stiff controls. They're very slippery. Like, even in air, if you jump into the air left and right, you have a lot of control, probably too much control. Like, Mario's pretty much the prime example for how to be able to have decent air control if you're going to have air control. Like, Nintendo got it right. Good job, Nintendo. Tarzan for GBC, no, didn't quite get it right. But yeah, the creator of the audio here did Clacks for Game Boy Color, did the audio for Little Nicky for Game Boy Color. Oh no. No. Little Nicky. Get in the flask! Get in the flask, Tarzan! Yeah, that's some of the worst audio I've heard for Game Boy Color. This definitely is better. That's not saying a lot. Everything is better. Like, it's very hard to get as bad as Little Nicky. Yeah,
the funny thing about those one-ups is that your height on the vine is set. So it's not like they can just grab a lower part of the vine or something like that. It is set where you grab the vine, so it is a programming problem.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think that, like, You know, there were plenty of games early on that had vine swinging, that had sort of adjustable heights. I'm thinking, heck, Jungle Hunt, back on early Atari. I mean, Atari 2600, I'm not sure if the height was variable, but for sure in later versions, Jungle Hunt, for like, I played on the Atari 800 XL, but for 7800, I believe it's the same thing. And yeah, depending on where you land on the vine, that was your height, and you had different types of swings. It had been done plenty before. Odd choice to make it a fixed height for this game. But then again, having something be a fixed height means that you don't have to worry quite as much about specific bugs. All you have to do is deal with bugs that happen due to that singular height. So, like, for practical purposes, it's probably better. Oh my gosh. Silver Moon was trying so hard to get another extra life, but kept jumping over it. Everybody has done that so much. Okay, Chad is saying Jungle Hunt, aka reskin Tarzan, and I'm gonna say no. That is not correct. Not at all correct. You know what is correct? Right now, Ogvision and Silver Moon are in the lead. John B. Johns in third, Skytrap in fourth. It's really just a span of a couple levels. What is Silver Moon doing?
Silver Moon has gotten to the Stampede section.
Of course there's
like
a Stampede section.
And
Why
like
would
I said,
there?
this is basically the Lion King Stampede section.
Da 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 da. See, I know the Lion King music. Okay, what is this sound?
So one of our competitors asked when does the game give a password, and it was responded with eventually.
This isn't music.
Nope. They could have had any kind of music here, and instead it's just this. And it's not really programmed well, because sometimes you can just go through the logs without taking damage, and sometimes you take damage from them. So it's not the best. It's not the worst Stampede thing I've had to deal with on the Game Boy Color. That was in Turok 2, where we had a couple of those that were just obnoxious.
Okay, alligators. Unfortunately, you do not want to be eaten by an alligator. This applies to humans and monkeys alike. Just avoid them. Good job, Turk. You're doing a good job. You know, honestly, I would say that I think I'd be afraid to wrestle any gorilla, even if it's a baby gorilla. I think that baby gorilla would still murder me. Like, holy crap.
I wouldn't want to get involved with any kind of gorilla. You know, there's that thing going out there where people talk about what type of animal they could beat up in a fight. I'm like, you people have no idea.
I've beaten, like, bugs. I can beat some bugs. I guess I've beaten a snake.
It's pretty sad though that the only real music we've had in this game was the title screen and little stingers when they complete a level.
Yeah, whenever.
And that's it.
Yeah, this isn't. Honestly, though, knowing that the guy made the music for Little Nicky, maybe that's for the best. Little Nicky's audio is so absolutely terrible, like it's horrifying. And this person was the audio director for so many games. A lot of them ports, like Charlotte's Web for the Nintendo DS and Game Boy Advance. Why? I don't know. Capcom Classics Collection Volume 2 for PlayStation 2. Probably just made sure the music worked and gave it a thumbs up. Oh my gosh. Like, there's nothing that I'm looking at on there. Oh, JK. Apparently they did some of the music for Llamasoft, the Jeff Minster story, who was an old old game developer that had a lot of sort of trippy visuals in the Atari era, and that game's pretty cool. I gotta be honest.
Well, and you can have drum beats as a good musical thing if you add music intermixed with it. This game doesn't do that. It just says, "Oh, well, we can have drum beats, and that's jungle, and who cares?"
I do appreciate that the way that I'm describing this, chat has interpreted it as Phil Collins making the music for Little Nicky. And honestly, I hate Phil Collins, so sure. Honestly, I'd rather listen to this than most Phil Collins music.
So, which do you hate more, Phil Collins or Tchaikovsky?
Honestly, Phil Collins.
Wow, we found something you hate more than Tchaikovsky. That's impressive.
Yeah, hating Tchaikovsky is more of a meme than anything else. I genuinely find very little interest in any of Phil Collins' music. Like, his best music was easily Tarzan. I hate the stupid drums in the air tonight song. Yeah, oh, I'm a lyricist. Let me go ahead and write one line. Freaking music. Yeah. Tchaikovsky knew better. He didn't even have to write words. He's like, it's a ballet. Chat, I also want you all to know that sometimes I am objectively wrong, and that's fine, okay? Yeah, I can have very wrong opinions about music.
Sometimes?
I mean, especially when it comes to Phil Collins. I just don't like him.
No, see, that's a personal preference.
Yeah.
That's not an objective thing, that's a subjective.
Well, like I said, I'm allowed to have... No, it is objectively wrong because he's won awards. Have I won a music award?
No, I'm saying you're allowed to have your subjective taste.
Actually, I have sort of won some music awards. But that was only like high school, not like the Academy or whatever.
Okay, but has Phil Collins acted? I know you have.
Has Phil Collins what?
Acted in a movie?
Probably. And if so, a better movie than me. I can guarantee that. I do want everybody to know the movie that I was in, that's how I was directed to act, and he loved it. That doesn't mean it was good acting. That's how I was directed to act. Anyways, yeah. Yeah. Well, we're almost half an hour into this, and honestly, I think this conversation is about appropriate for how I address collectathons, because what do I get to say? Oh, you know, where do they go for another banana? Is it to the left? Is it to the right? I don't even know. Watch out. A man girl is now chasing Tarzan. Tarzan swinging again. Look at him go. That's what Tarzan does.
This is about what I expected for the commentary to be for a game like this. So.
Like, how many people are watching? 156? I gotta entertain you somehow. Do you want me to talk about this game in front of you? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to listen to this game.
I don't want to talk about it, and I'm the one that gave it out.
What happened? Oh my gosh, that game over screen. He is so happy. The animation. The animation. It's like a deep fried meme. It's amazing.
My first encounter with this game on the first stage, I got all the bananas I needed to, and it said find Turk, and Turk was like right next to me when I came back into the level. So it was like, oh, this doesn't seem hard.
Some of those birds sound like Donkey Kong Country birds. Wouldn't be too surprising to me. I mean, this came out on Game Boy Color. Maybe they... When did this game come out? 1999? Yeah, after Donkey Kong Country. No, it sounded like Banjo-Kazooie. When did Banjo-Kazooie come out? $1997? Okay. So there is a possibility that they got a bird sound that is identical or the same sound that Kazooie makes when you do the jump attack. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not particularly. I didn't play much of Banjo-Kazooie.
Ah, dang it. Okay. I beat it multiple times. I love that game. Yeah, that right there. Huh? Chat, chat, I need some validation. Anybody want to validate what I'm hearing? And if not, how dare you?
Or does someone want to at least validate Bro's parking?
There's a wonderful short video on YouTube that came out pretty close to the beginning of YouTube called Validation. And it is amazing. It's about 15 minutes long, and it's one of the best videos that was on YouTube when it came out, and I love it. And it's about parking validation. Or it might be validate me. I forget. But yeah, recommended. I think one of the guys on it ended up being on, was it Bones? Whatever. We're watching Tarzan. This has nothing to do with parking validation. Try again. I don't want to try again. I love how happy Tarzan looks when he dies. Like, try again. Ha ha. Meanwhile, everybody's just having a funeral and crying and crap. Tarzan just like, ha ha.
Yeah, Tarzan looks so happy to be dead.
Ogvision is back. Everybody, I hope you really enjoy this sound. We're going to have it for another minute or so. This is like the sound that they like put in Final Fantasy IV when like a town's being destroyed, like bombed.
Yeah, this kind of sounds like that. I think the sad part for John B. Johnson is he keeps getting so close to where that password is going to hit, then just dies on that last stage before it.
Hey, you know what? The director for this game was the technical director for Tubin for Game Boy Color.
Does not surprise me with how the hitboxes and stuff work in this game.
Someday we'll find it, the Tubin connection. Oh.
The lovers, the tubers, and me?
The tubers. That's like somebody who really loves potatoes.
Well, I like potatoes, so do I count as a tuber and also count as me?
Sure. I mean, we know that Okami of Games is a tater. We have a few taters around here. I will call anybody a potato, okay? Anybody. Not my mom, though. Okay, anybody but my mom. Probably not my dad, either. Actually, I can think of a lot of people I wouldn't call a potato. Never mind. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go back to selectively. Only call your friends potatoes, okay? Because they'll understand. But only the friends who like are okay being called potatoes. Whatever. Shut up, everybody. You're a potato.
I mean, we have a potato in our Kusogrand8 group. It's Crazy Sunshine.
Crazy Sunshine, you're a tater? Aw. Wait, do you mean a Lalafell?
That's what, yeah.
Yeah, everybody in Final Fantasy XIV, Lalafells are very short, characters who everybody calls potatoes. And I generally
that was
don't...
ridiculous.
I could never be a Lalafell unless... I can't finish that thought. I can't think of anything that would let me be a Lalafell, like, morally.
I was just laughing because I was watching Silver Moon basically try and collect a 1-up and pass it directly through the 1-up without collecting.
That's just life for you. Hey, Ogvision managed to get every single banana, I believe, and that means that free extra life, except Ogvision missed another extra... No, that was the end of the level. Why does it show Tarzan's head as an extra life and as for the end of the level? What the crap? I'm so confused about the UI.
Join the club, and in fact, the UI doesn't stay on screen, so it's only there when something happens.
You
So
can't...
you don't know how many hits you actually have until you get hit.
Can you pause and see it?
Not that I recall.
Well, that's fantastic. That's just great. Chat is noticing, though, that apparently collecting an extra life does refill some of your health. And if so, that's somewhat helpful. You know, there aren't a whole lot of health pickups, so realizing that lives will heal you may encourage you to pass them up for a little while until you need that heal.
Not a bad option, actually.
Yeah, a relatively decent strat. It's a bit of a metagame here, because as we've seen with this game, if you do get a game over and have to use a password, first off, hopefully you have a password. Second off, even if you do, you're still probably going back significantly, and you really don't want to spend all that time replaying what you already got through. Conserving lives and conserving health, figuring out how to extend before you get a full game over, that is what's going to help you make solid progress. And about that, Silver Moon actually has made it to stage 10. Ogvision to stage 8, and the other two to 4.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how Silver Moon is supposed to get that batch of bananas, because this is further than I got in the game when I was playing it, because I played it until I couldn't stand playing it anymore. There's a bunch of bananas right up there where Silver Moon is. I'm trying to figure out if you can go through the bottom of that platform, because it doesn't look like you can get there from these platforms that you jump across.
Oh no.
I wonder if you can go up through the very bottom of that, or the very left side of that platform, and Silver Moon just isn't realizing it. 'Cause sometimes it's very finicky about where you can jump up through.
Now, I do want to give huge props to the animations in this game, because those are actually probably the best part of this game. There's a lot of sprite movement, and a lot of it is pretty fluid. Maybe like grabbing onto the vine isn't perfect, but that's less like the artist's fault and more whoever implemented the art. And maybe not even a fault. It's dorky looking. It's kind of fun.
Okay, so that Silver Moon just confirmed one thing, though. You can hit start, and it will tell you how many bananas you collected. It just won't show your hit points.
Okay.
Because they paused to see how many bananas they had, and it told them they had 48.
Yeah, that's not great. Yeah, looking at the art director here, they mostly worked on a lot of other games from the same group. I mean, we've got Disney's Lilo and Stitch. They did Little Nicky. A lot of people who worked on this game worked on Little Nicky. But Rayman
Given
for
how bad Little Nicky is,
GBA.
does it surprise you?
No, not at all. Little Nicky's actually had some fluid animation, even if it didn't really make much sense visually. Like, I'm not sure why Adam Sandler moves like he's got multiple broken bones, but he does in that game. Yeah, other games, though, that he worked on, Lizzie McGuire on the Go, Disney's Kim Possible, we've got Monster 4, Spider-Man for GBA, E.T. the Extraterrestrial Interplanetary Mission for Windows and PlayStation, and I'm actually very creeped out by all of the art in there. Oh my gosh. How can you make something so bland looking so terrifying? Let me pull this up. You need to see E.T. because this is impressively bland. Like, I've never seen anything quite like it. Like, the textures for the grass. Textures.
Didn't we have that game on Kuso?
I don't think we have this one.
Isn't that the gardening ET game that we had last year?
We had the GBA version of the gardening game. I'm not sure, but like, this is scary. I don't like it. Yeah, the art they did better in 2D. I'm gonna say that they did better in 2D than 3D. That grass is not textured. Yes, the texture is repeated, but texture usually implies, like, especially in a 3D environment, a little depth, like teeny tiny bit of depth. You know, even if it's like, I know there's not depth, but I can sort of interpret it as depth. This has none. No, it looks like a freaking wallpaper they put on the ground.
Poor Zombie Jones is trying to figure out where Turk is in this stage. They have not been able to find Turk this entire time.
I miss music. I miss art. I miss cool things. I do enjoy
left.
like
Go left, John.
I'm no second banana. Wait, where's left? Where left?
I went up, down and left. I believe down and left is where Turk is in this stage, and because it's where you start.
You have to go back to where you started?
I believe so in this one.
Well,
in this stage.
Does it show an icon before you collect the bananas, or do you just have to figure that out?
It just says find Turk once you've collected all the bananas. And John B. Johns keeps getting to that water section, then going back up instead of going left.
Well, I wouldn't think about going back to where I started the level. That's stupid. Who would put the end level at the beginning of the level when that hasn't been the case for any of the levels before this one? Oh, I know who would do that. It is the designer or the director of the game, Michael Mika Sr., who also was the tech designer for Tubin. Yeah, let's just say, I love you, Michael. Michael Micah. What a name, Michael Micah. Hey, I'm Michael Micah. But, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and say that, like, as much as I'm making fun of this game, it's a game based off of a movie. And a lot of the times when you have a game that is based off of the movie, it is planned to be released right about the same time.
Right.
Hey, what now?
All right, John B. Johns has finally gotten out of that stage and gotten the first password.
A password! We've got cross, another cross, a moon, and the first cross.
And all John can say is anger.
I agree, anger. Time for more bananas. You know what? This is probably more like how Tarzan actually lived his life for many years before having to deal with, you know, civilized people. Just get bananas. What a simple life. You sometimes swim, sometimes an alligator bites your leg, then you get a bunch of bananas. It's great. Yeah, so to confirm, the movie Tarzan came out in 1999. This game came out in 1999, probably right around the same time as the movie. And a lot of the times when you are trying to make an art or a game that relates to a movie, if you, like, if it ends up getting close to release time and it's not ready, nobody's going to delay it. If you delay it, then the executives' thinking is that, well, kids don't want to buy this anymore, you know? Nobody wants to play Tarzan like a month after the movie came out. They're already done with the craze. And so oftentimes they end up getting rushed and thrown out onto the console before they actually got the love that they needed. And I wouldn't be too surprised if that's the case here. Is that really any of the developers' fault? Not really. Like, you know, with more time and more of an ability to polish, I actually see a lot of potential in this game. However,
I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been that Pirates of the Caribbean game I gave out last year, where they didn't know who was going to be the main actor of the movie when they published the game.
Yeah, that's true. I love that.
We actually have a really tight match for first and second right now, because both both Ogvision and Silvermoon have got the same stage. It's just not based on banana count for them right now.
Yeah, I'm looking a little bit more. The movie's release date was June 18th, 1999. This game's release date was June 28th, 1999. So, literally 10 days after the movie came out. Absolutely. I gotta say, this was probably a rushed project. I don't really see, like, I don't think that it got the love that it deserved.
Yeah, I think, though, John B. Johns can catch up here, because the other two have been stuck on stage 10 for a little while, and John B. Johns is starting to make progress again, which is very good.
Yeah, another note from chat, by the way, is that the game developers often don't get advanced screenings for games, and I believe that that's the case with that's probably going to be the case for this. That's why the gameplay ends up being very generic, because they don't, like, maybe they have the basic plot points, but if you only have basic plot points, you gotta make a game that fits that. But you're like, I don't even know what the major, like, drama is. I don't really understand the main conflict, except apparently there's some white dudes who show up and cause trouble, but we knew that from the original Tarzan anyway. How do we make this game? Collect bananas. We're collecting bananas, okay? Tarzan has to eat bananas in the movie, right? Right? He has to. I actually don't know if he eats a single banana, though. Chat, does anybody know if Tarzan eats a banana in the movie? I know a lot of people are like, it's been years since I've seen it. I don't recall him eating a banana. And, like, if he doesn't eat a banana in the movie, and this whole game is collecting bananas, there was fundamentally a disconnect. In which movie? Doctor, okay, Doctor in chat. The game that we have on screen is Tarzan. And I'm asking about the movie Tarzan. Did Tarzan eat a banana in Tarzan? Oh yeah, Disney's Tarzan. I don't know. Tarzan eats Arby's in the movie? My gosh, I forgot that scene. Yeah, he even says it's the meats or something like that.
I will make this confession. I've never seen this movie.
You've never seen Tarzan?
No, this is one of the Disney movies that I never saw.
I think it's worth a watch. I mean, if you can stand Phil Collins, it's worth a watch.
I recently, for the first time, saw The Emperor's New Groove this year. So, for the first time. There was just a time frame of years where I just didn't watch Disney films.
I have to ask, The Emperor's New Groove, because I have a lot of nostalgia for that movie. I love it. Do you think that it lived up to the years of hype?
It was fun.
Okay, it was fun.
I don't consider it the best movie, but that's because I really don't like Kuzco for most of the movie.
Well, I mean, Kuzco is supposed to be hateable. He's like Owen Wilson, like the Owen Wilson of the Disney universe, you know? You hate him, but at the same time, you kind of love him for that.
Oh, and I don't know. There was just something about Kuzco that was more obnoxious than Owen Wilson.
Yeah, Chad is right. Kronk is amazing. Kronk also done by, if y'all watch Seinfeld back in the day, David Puddy in Seinfeld. Same person. Yeah.
It's just like, I'll say this: Kronk and
Yzma,
Mater are the saving graces of those movies with Kuzco and Owen Wilson's character.
I didn't like Mater. I really dislike.
Mater was fun.
I'm fine if you like Mater. It's fine.
I don't like Larry the Cable Guy, but I liked Mater in the first movie. I thought Mater.
Yeah, my favorite thing about Kronk, aka David Puddy in Seinfeld, is when he...
Actually, I think it's Patrick Warburton.
He keeps telling Elaine that she's gonna go to hell, and then she's like, "My boyfriend thinks I'm going to hell," and it's so dramatic. And then Priest tells them that they're both going to hell, and even the priest makes like a silly devil face at David Puddy, aka Kronk. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, but I don't watch Seinfeld, so I don't like that humor at all.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, let's just say that Jerry Seinfeld is kind of scumbag IRL, but there's a lot of decent writing. Like, Larry David did such good writing.
I don't like glorifying all people.
Okay, well, don't watch It's Always Sunny then. Don't watch that.
No, I don't, because I don't like that kind of humor.
I love It's Always Sunny. Okay. I can understand people who don't like that, though. I can fully approve and appreciate you not enjoying that. That is fine. But it's good that you know what you're going to enjoy, you know? That way I know there are some shows that I definitely should not recommend to you. But then there are some good comedies that have terrible people that actually change over the course, like The Good Place.
The Good Place, what I liked about it is that there is character growth. Seinfeld, there's no character growth. They're awful people the entire show.
I don't know, like, George grows more bald throughout the series.
Well, that doesn't mean much. But I'm with one of our chatters. I'm not a sitcom person in general.
That's fair.
Sitcoms tend to try, especially make funny things about some of the worst people out there, and it's just like the situations are completely unrealistic. They don't make me laugh, so I just don't pay attention to most of them.
Yeah, and I know that balding is like not growing hair, but it's also growing old. So there's that. I would also argue that there is some character growth, but you have to watch the whole show a few times, and it's not the same type of growth that you might find in other shows. With that said, yeah, it's fine. Stick to The Good Place. The Good Place is a show that I could pretty much recommend to anybody. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, let's go ahead and do a quick recap because we've got just about 5 minutes left right now. Ogvision and Silver Moon are essentially tied on stage 12, although Silver Moon has collected all the nanners. Ogvision is still working on that. In third is John B. Johns, making it to level 10. If John B. Johns can push a little bit more, they may be able to move into second place, but there's not much time for that. You've got to get the bananas. Finally, Skytrap is on stage 5. I don't think Skytrap has much of a chance to get out of this round. Remember, 2 people are being eliminated from Kusogrand8 due to this freaking game right here. Okay? A game all about collecting bananas when I'm not sure if Tarzan eats a single banana in the movie. Nobody has been able to definitively say. I don't know. Disney Tarzan banana.
I don't think that's something you should be Googling there, bro.
There is a book called Tarzan Goes Bananas. Okay. Okay, so maybe in the cartoon he eats a bunch of bananas.
You know, I hope that there is someone that when you die will delete your search history, bro, because you search for some of the weirdest combinations.
Honestly, it's to throw the the NSA off, you know? They're like, he's looking up Tarzan banana pictures at this time on a Sunday. Okay, I have confirmed that there are bananas in Tarzan, the movie. However, Tarzan jumps on them and splats them. I still have no evidence of him eating a banana in the movie. I found weird deviant art, oh no.
No.
That's the only evidence that I have that he ate a banana, deviant art, and I'm not gonna go ahead and consider that canon. Yeah, they're too fat. This is very concerning. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna say don't look up Tarzan eating bananas.
Ooh.
What is too fat, asked chat? I'm not telling you. If you want to find out, look up Disney Tarzan banana, turn safe search off, and go bananas.
Like, this is really close between Silver Moon and Vision.
Yeah, who's gonna take the victory? I honestly don't. Wait, are they playing different characters on the same level?
No, they're on different levels because the Silver Moon game over, and I think Ogvision just took first place.
I think you're right. Oh my gosh, very nice.
In the last couple of minutes, Ogvision is taken for first. Yeah, according to the refs, Silver Moon got to stage 13 but died instantly and game over.
Yeah, I mean, that's the luck of stage 13 for you. Everybody, we do have a little bit of a break between this match and the next one. I will probably play some sort of game. So don't worry, you don't have to run off yet. But...
Oh, you're gonna do your Kid Cool speedrun finally?
Shut up. Okay. Every time somebody brings up Kid Cool, another 2 weeks is added to the cooldown before I do another attempt.
You know it. You're not going to do it.
Oh no, I count every single time, and I put it in a spreadsheet. Spreadsheet's really big now. Freaking, like, it's a whole gigabyte of how long I'm gonna have to wait before I actually try it. The Kid Cool cooldown. That's what we've got, everybody. There was so much potential for this game, but it turned out to be pretty mediocre.
Someone mentioned a different game in chat, but I now have an idea of a game I want to put on for No Vegas Board. Not the game that was mentioned in chat, but a different one that came to mind. So I'll have to submit that.
Ooh, okay. Well, everybody, you can stop thinking. JK, we were watching Tarzan. Nobody was thinking. That is time! Oh, breathe easy, my friends. Breathe easy, my enemies. Breathe easy, Tarzan, because you no longer have to eat so many bananas that you can't breathe. As it turns out, Ogvision appears to have taken the victory. Silver Moon second. John B. Johns and Skytrap are likely eliminated, which, you know, happens to everybody except for one person in Kusogrand8 eventually. Everybody did a fantastic job trying to push through this. I love that John B. Johns is showing a picture of... I swear I've been to that convention center. And if I have, that's in Pittsburgh. But I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that means that Ogvision and Silver Moon are likely the two who are moving on. Of course, our referees will let us know if anything changes.
Yeah, it looks like it's Ogvision, Silver Moon, John B. Johnson, and Skytrap out.
Heck yeah! Oh, people are bringing up this is SMT cosplay. That's right. But yeah, we have invited Ogvision to come and chat. So what have you learned today from Tarzan?
I've learned that he doesn't eat a banana in the movie.
Well, I don't know. Like, I can't watch an entire Disney movie during a Kusogrand8 match. It's too much work. That's why I asked for the collective consciousness that is the internet to tell me if Tarzan ate a banana, but no, you made me use Google image search, okay? You made me use Google image search and regret all of my life choices that have led up to this specific Tarzan match and a very fat kid Tarzan after eating bananas. Yeah, that's what I got out of this. Trauma. Well, I hope that one person hasn't been traumatized from this game. Ogvision, congratulations! You've taken the victory today! I can't hear you talking if you are talking. And that's fine. We'll go ahead and hopefully it's able to get working. Let me go ahead and move on to the Kusogrand8 title screen since everybody's cutting streams now. Feel free to interrupt me if you're talking. Yeah, don't. Or if you need to hop out and come back in, you are more than welcome to. Just do what you need, Ogvision. We'll help you. Oh my gosh.
I think I fixed it. There we go.
There we go. You're here. And congratulations. Honestly, it was, yeah, Time Stalker's noting in Discord that it was in the last 3 minutes that you moved into first place. You were in second place up until that. Silver Moon almost had it, but you stole it away, you thief.
Yeah.
Oh. Well.
Yeah, Silver Moon got to that last level you did and died right away. When you got there, you were able to collect bananas, so you passed up Silver Moon with that.
Oh, that's a surprise. That was quite a game.
Now I have a question. Have you seen the Disney movie?
Oh yeah, I saw it in the cinema when I was younger.
Do you know if Tarzan eats bananas in the movie?
I definitely remember Turk eating a banana, but I do not remember any animation of him doing it.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did. Which makes this entire game pointless.
Unless he's collecting them for Turk.
To be fair, I mean, there is the scene where he smashes a bunch of bananas. Maybe this is him paying for his banana crimes. He has to go and do community service by collecting bananas. I mean, that would make sense.
That makes sense. Either that or he's trying to get a starring role in Donkey Kong Country would be my guess.
Oh, he should have tried harder. So what do you think of this game, Tarzan, Game Boy Color?
Honestly, it's not a good game, but if I'd have had this when I was like 8 or 9, I would absolutely have finished it.
Really?
Yeah, when I was about that age, I had an original Game Boy, and I played the entirety of Home Alone 2 Lost in New York like 10 times.
Okay, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
It was pretty about this level.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of love-hate for that game. I think that it's genuinely fun despite all of its faults. I actually think that it's better than Tarzan. I mean, depending on the Home Alone 2. Which Home Alone 2 are you talking about? Because there are multiple versions.
Game Boy.
I don't know which version that is. Well, I know it's Game Boy, but I don't know if it's closer to Super Nintendo or Genesis or anything else. I don't know. There are too many Home Alone 2 ports.
Definitely different to the SNES and Genesis Mega Drive. I remember mostly that there's a lot of vacuum cleaners trying to kick your ass.
Yeah, that happens in all of them, actually. Yeah, death by a vacuum cleaner. Yeah.
That was the platformers of the 90s.
It's true. I mean, Tintin and Tibet vacuum cleaners kill you quite a bit as well. It's just what happened in the 90s. Yeah, so you say that if you were a kid, you would have played this all the way through. I would say that, like, it's not necessarily the most interesting gameplay here, but at the same time, you know what you're in for, you know what you're doing, you're collecting bananas, a little bit of exploration, and probably if you aren't watching 4 streams, it's a little bit easier to keep track of where you are in a level and where you need to go if you have to repeat levels. I could see it being somewhat interesting, but I have a huge hatred for collectathons when every level looks basically the same.
I can see that, but I mean, I'm British and grew up on the era of Psygnosis platformers where collecting stuff was everything.
Yeah, if you grew up with Psygnosis, you can live through Tarzan. I would agree with that. Yeah.
I even tried Mega Drive Genesis Shadow of the Beast, which runs at 7,000 miles an hour.
That sounds fun.
It's about 3 times faster than the Amiga original.
Okay.
And nearly impossible.
That sounds beautiful. Yeah. Do you think there are any, like, key flaws in this game that made it a little rough?
The graphics not being particularly clear about when the ceiling will be climbable or not.
Oh, yeah. When you have multiple graphics that appear the same but function different, that's a bit of an issue. Okay, there's that. One thing I loved was people trying to get 1-ups, especially with that one vine after you got your first password, because everybody tried to jump off the vine to collect the 1-up, but multiple people took 5 or 10 attempts.
I think I did 5 or so the first time on that one, and then I started to get the angles later on. That was where it was, like, bad as this game was, I was genuinely thinking, right, well, I'm getting a little better here.
And that's usually a good thing, is when you can see that you're progressing in a game, then at least you feel like you're making progress. One of my favorite things on those 1-ups, though, was, I believe it was Silver Moon, who went to collect a 1-up and passed straight through it without collecting. That was just impressive to me.
Hitboxes were a thing. A thing that didn't work. Yeah, but you did really well here, and honestly, both you and Silver Moon making it to level 13 is pretty dang impressive over the course of the hour. I really enjoyed this. So I have to ask, do you stream? And if not, are you playing anything offline these days that you are really enjoying that people should know about?
I don't really stream myself, but at the moment, in terms of what I'm playing, I've just been running through Resident Evil 4 Remake twice in a row.
Okay.
Once on Professional New Game Plus, and then trying for Hardcore S-Rank New Game Plus.
Oh, geez. That's got to be hard. S-Rank? Like, what do you have to do?
Bad. On New Game Plus, you've got to finish it, like, if it's hardcore, in under 5.5 hours. But if you've played your first playthrough, really, or 2 playthroughs I had, then I could get the infinite rocket launcher, and then it's just a cakewalk.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, if you're able to get an overpowered weapon, that does make it a little bit more doable. Yeah, I need to play more Resident Evil games. I've played 7 and 8, and then I've played part of 2, and that's pretty much the extent that I have. But they're really solid.
I was a huge fan, because when the first came out in England, I was, I think, 10 or 11, and my mum let me rent it, even though it was a 15 rated game in the UK, and since then I've played pretty much every last one of them. Multiple times.
I love it. I mean, yeah, I got Diablo back when I was a kid, and it definitely shouldn't have been meant for kids, but whatever. I mean...
I had fun. I mean, my biggest problem was I'm arachnophobic, so I kind of tried to do the spider sections with my eyes half closed.
I love that so much. Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks when you have to deal with, like, a fear that you cannot control. You literally cannot. But the fact that you still enjoy the games and are still willing to put up with that's honestly really cool. Sweet. Well...
Yeah. They're good games. It's a great series, ridiculous as it is.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much. And Time Stalker, thank you as well for giving the game out. I think we're going to go ahead and move on to my own little section. So I'll let you two take off, and I'll get ready for that.
Thank you,
Right.
and that was a good game to everyone playing. That was really fun. And thanks, Time Stalker, for the game. It was a fun choice.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thanks, bro.
GG. Talk to you two later. Take care. Well, everybody, this is Kusogrand8. We've got about an hour break or so, which means I will probably play something. Let me go ahead and run an ad so I can run to the restroom, and we will be back in just a couple.